Well, shares of GM are up 31% in the last year, trading at a 52-week high as the auto giant remains committed to its EV strategy. GM CEO Mary Barra telling Yahoo Finance that it's one of the most important priorities for GM that they need to execute on for shareholders over the next few years. Well, her comments come as demand for EVs do wane a bit, weighing on startups and legacy automakers alike. Joining us now in the Yahoo Finance newsroom, our very own Brian Sazi. And Saz, that was so interesting, great access, a different look that viewers don't typically get here of GM CEO Mary Barra. Talk to us just about what you've learned. We heard Barra saying that this is a critical year for GM and their plan here to really push or better position the company for the future.
Well, two quick shout outs. First, thank you to the General Motors team and Mary Barra for doing this. I assure you her gig is not to spend a whole day with me taping interviews. So she is a busy person, so thank you to her. And of course, thank you to the Yahoo Finance team. The work this place is doing is absolutely mind-blowing. But nonetheless, very important point, I think, towards the end of that feature on the valuation on General Motors. And people wonder, well, why is the stock trading about 5 times forward earnings? The market is hitting new records. Most other stocks are trading over 20 times. It's because of what I saw in that General Motors factory. This is a company, and Ford for that matter, undertaking a major transition to electric vehicles. And to spend the day in these factories to see how intricate and how much complexity is involved in doing this, since you've been making gas cars your whole entire life, to change production facilities, to retrain workers, it's going to weigh on profits. But General Motors is, I think, doing a lot of things they need to be doing to make this transition a profitable reality. They're cutting expenses. I think they've designed their cars better to make these more profitable EVs over time. They're starting to roll out more EVs, so they're making these things at scales, which should bring costs down. But overall, and this is a couple of my takeaways for General Motors as investors are digesting this. And lastly, my point is this: Mary Barra remains the right leader for this pivotal time for GM. And in our research on Barra going into this, really, she started working at a Pontiac plant inspecting fenders at the age of 18, following in her father's footsteps. She has the engineering chops. She has really incredible respect of most, in fact, not all the teams at General Motors. So again, really fascinating story for GM.
Did she say something about taking a break towards the end?
She is not taking any breaks. For her, I think she finds time to unplug, Madison, with her family. She made a point that despite the high pressure cooker nature of her job, she's always found time to make the appropriate time for her family. But look, I mean, like with any CEO gig, I mean, these are 24/7 jobs, and this is a very, very difficult job, especially for a company or a leader like at GM, when you're trying to just change. Look at those facilities, how intricate they were.
I love the shot of the two of you walking together.
Right, and what you didn't see off camera there is the new $300,000 Cadillac Celestiq, and it's just a bespoke car being built by hand. Who else is doing that in Autoland? It's just phenomenal. This is a company I think that is very focused on taking their fight to Tesla. And lastly, I should mention this: go watch the extended cut over on YouTube. But what that essentially means, a little more Sazi and a little more Mary Barra extended cut on YouTube. There you go.